Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing signs your ex wants you to contact them. I provide audio and email coaching to help people try and get their ex back or get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Check out my website for more details. www.dateme.tips. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast, and today we are discussing signs your ex wants you to contact them. Sometimes an ex will behave in a way that shows that they want contact from you. This can be subtle, but also obvious. The important thing is knowing when it's a good time to contact your ex and when it's best to ignore their signs. This is because sometimes an ex wants your contact to reaffirm their value rather than to rekindle your relationship. You should never have a platonic connection with someone you have romantic feelings for. In today's podcast, I'm going to be giving you 3 signs that your ex wants you to contact them. So let's get straight into this. And number 1 is they watch or like your social media. This is a very common situation where many people will say to me, my ex has been watching my social media stories, my ex is liking my statuses, my ex has posted an emoji on something that I put online. What does this mean? Does this mean they want me back? Does this mean they want to connect again? Does this mean I should be reaching out to them? What does this mean? Well, this is a clear sign of intrigue from an ex. But unless they message you directly, I do not suggest you contact them at this stage. This is because I don't believe watching social media or liking social media is true contact. I believe that true contact is a direct message, possibly within the comments, if there is a direct question aimed at you, but generally, I would be looking for something which is a direct, private message. So if it's on a social media platform, this would be a DM, this would be something which is clearly written to you, typed to you, and therefore there is something for you to answer. Very, very occasionally, this could be a statement, but in most instances, you're looking for a question. You're looking for something which is clearly something which is direct contact to you. Now, if your ex is watching your stories or watching something else online regarding your social media, then this is not direct contact. This is not genuine. This is not strong enough, in my opinion, for you to make contact with them because they have not actually typed you anything. They've not actually reached out to you. Yes, they've watched something. Or possibly, as I said, maybe they have liked your status, liked a photo, posted an emoji. But that is not enough. I want to see letters typed. I want to see something which ideally is a question and ideally is a direct message, probably sent privately. As I said, theoretically, it could be within the comments. You've got to use your common sense with this somewhat just to genuinely see, is this direct contact? Is this something which I need to respond to? Because if they are liking something you have typed or a photo, if they have watched your story or something you've posted on social media, this is not going far enough. It's just showing intrigue. It's not showing anything more. And therefore, although it is a good sign, although it is a sign that they are intrigued, they are interested, they have not grown enough romantic emotional attraction to be in a position where you can reconnect. Remember what I always say, you cannot connect in a romantic relationship unless both people have a high level of romantic emotional attraction that they feel for one another. And although watching social media, liking social media, although this is a positive sign, it's a step in the right direction, it's great that this is happening if it's not happened before, this is not enough. It is a sign of intrigue, but the level of romantic emotional attraction is not high enough, because if it was high enough, they would likely reach out to you directly, and there would be no confusion as to whether or not you should be replying. Ultimately, if you have nothing to reply to regarding social media, then this showcases that the level of romantic emotional attraction that your ex is feeling for you right now is not at the necessary high point to give you a great chance of reconnecting at this stage. So my suggestion at this point, obviously your social media is creating intrigue, so keep posting that similar type of things, but this is not the moment to reach out to your ex. So let's get into point number 2 and the second sign that your ex wants you to contact them. And number 2 is breadcrumbs from a dumper. So seemingly pointless contact from a dumper is a sign that in this very moment they are thinking of you and wanting contact from their dumpee. My suggestion is for a dumpee to respond by answering the question and then asking something back to try and grow the conversation. So in this instance, I do suggest you contact your ex. So if you are a dumpee and you receive contact from your dumper, it's often likely to be in the form of a breadcrumb. And this means some type of contact that doesn't seem relevant. This means that it's some type of contact that is often very small. And some people would say, look, I want to wait for more. I want to wait for paragraphs and paragraphs of text before I'm going to reply. But I would always say to you, you can grow breadcrumbs. You can grow the largest tree from the smallest acorn. If they have reached out to you, then that is a clear sign of contact. That is much more than what we were speaking about in point number 1. So if they have contacted you, if they've messaged you in a way which seems very pointless, then still I would suggest reply to them and follow the routine of replying to their question and then asking something else to grow that conversation. If you want to learn how to take conversations and grow them to the point of where you can date your ex again, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring the bell for notifications so you're informed and notified of my future uploads, as well as checking out all of the playlists that I've done, which can support you in all of the various facets of what you need to be learning to try and get your ex back. Ultimately, though, in this podcast, what we're focusing on is signs that your ex wants you to contact them and what you need to be doing if you see this sign. And in this instance, if a dumper messages you, you should be replying and growing that conversation. So even if it's a breadcrumb, even if it's simply, how are you? I suggest you reply in a fuller way. I'm not suggesting you write 10 paragraphs back, but I am suggesting you send a little more than they have, which would be to respond to their question. So if they messaged you, how are you? You put something along the lines of, great to hear from you. I'm good, thanks. Doing well. How are you feeling right now? You know, just a little bit more. Answer their question, ask something back, grow that conversation. And the key is to be growing this 4, 5, 6 messages and then moving on to future stages of conversation techniques that I've described in previous podcasts. The key is that if you receive contact from your dumper, if it's direct contact, much more than we've been saying in point number 1, direct contact personally to you, ideally with a question, then you can grow this conversation and you can move things in the right direction. So in this instance, in point number 2, if you see this sign of where your ex wants you to contact them, I suggest you follow the sign. I suggest you do contact them. So now let's move into point number 3 and the final point of today's podcast, the final sign that I'm going to be telling you today, which is a clue that your ex wants you to contact them. And number 3 is the offer of friendship. So sometimes an ex will offer platonic friendship and then encourage contact from you on certain days of the year. Examples of this include telling you to arrange to see me on your birthday, or let's watch that sporting event together, things such as that. These offers are then generally left in the air, with a pressure of expectation that you will follow their instructions and make contact closer to the time. I don't suggest you accept these offers unless you have genuine platonic feelings for your ex as well. Heartbreak will hit you again if you spend time with someone you want romance with that only sees you as a friend. So in this instance, in point number 3, even though this is a clear sign that they want contact from you, I do not suggest you contact your ex in this instance, unless you are now feeling platonic feelings for your ex. The reason for this, and this goes not just for exes, but for anybody, if you have romantic feelings for somebody and they don't match those feelings, they have platonic feelings, then you will always get hurt. And this is because if you try to get in the back door, so to speak, and spend time with them as a platonic friend, even though you have romantic feelings for them, this person, in this instance your ex, will still genuinely see you as a platonic friend, and they will have no hesitation in talking to you about their future dates and about their relationships they're getting into with new people. This will cause you heartbreak. So unless you have genuine platonic feelings as well for your ex, I do not suggest that you accept this offer of friendship. And like I said, sometimes an ex will offer this in a way where they encourage you to contact them. You know, they'll say, I want to see you on your birthday. Make sure you arrange this closer to the time. And they'll be encouraging you to reach out to them. You know, I really want to watch this sporting event with you. Please contact me when you know exactly your plans for this, and we can watch this together. You know, if your ex is saying this to you and you have romantic feelings for them, even though they've made it clear that they are only offering you platonic friendship, then please make sure you don't accept this offer. Now, of course, it's important you understand the difference between an offer of platonic friendship and a situation where maybe they're trying to regrow this connection themselves. So if they offer to watch an event with you, if they offer to see you on a birthday, but they haven't made it clear it's just from a platonic point of view, then of course you might want to jump on this. Of course you might be seeing this as an opportunity to try and regrow your connection in the right direction. What I'm talking about here is when an ex has made it absolutely clear that they only see you as a friend. Maybe they've said this. Maybe they've said, look, I love spending time with you, but I've got to say, I just want platonic friends. Why can't we just be friends? Okay, if they're saying this and then offering you to spend time with you, that is when I do not suggest you contact them. If they have not made it clear it's platonic, if they have left this up in the air, if they have just contacted you after a long time when you've been apart and said, I'd love to spend some time with you soon, then of course you need to be using this as an opportunity to grow your connection once more. So you've got to be looking between the lines. You've got to be using your common sense. You've got to see what actually is being offered. But if it's absolutely clear that it's platonic friendship, then I do not suggest you contact your ex to arrange some type of meetup. So I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. I hope this has showcased to you signs that your ex wants you to contact them, but when it's actually a good idea to do it and when you are better off not contacting them. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.
Yeah, if you miss your ex, we can help with that. Help you get him back, or we can help find you someone else. Yeah, Vincent, the relationship coach, giving you some insight, bringing you a new approach. DateMe.tips, go and check the site, giving you advice, helping with your love life. Get your ex back, or move to the next. Ain't no sweat, you know Vincent got you. Finding love ain't no problem. Yeah, DateMe.tips, check it out now.